serving all of eastern Utah. This is News Talk 107.3 FM and 750 AM. KOAL. Price.
Welcome to the KOAL High School Baseball Game of the Week.
Welcome. We are once again at Lindquist Field for the 3A baseball playoffs. This game, our second game on KOAL. Today, the Carbon Dinos and the Grantsville Cowboys. It's going to be a good one here from Ogden. I'm Sonny Buscarini. Aiden Mortensen will be joining me in a second. Thank you, Jordan, for sending us up here from Drive Time Sports. And it's time for a good game. This is going to be a great matchup today for Grantsville and Carbon. We knew earlier in the day we had the Emory Spartans play Logan. We knew it was going to be a good matchup. It's going to be another one today between Carbon and Grantsville. Now, Carbon will be the road team. They will bat first. And the starting pitcher for the Carbon Dinos today will be Xander Pappas. He will start, and it'll be Baylor Reedhead will start for the opposing team, Grantsville. So should be a good one here today from Ogden. Looking forward to it. The first one was good. Emory fell short 3-2, so hopefully we have another good one here this afternoon, and the Carbon Dinos are on the top end. We'll soon find out. It's a beautiful day. Wind blowing just a tad bit from left field to right field. The weather is nice and warm. There's not a cloud in the sky. You couldn't get a better day for high school baseball than we have here on this Tuesday afternoon. It's Carbon and it's Grantsville. We'll take a break. When we come back, Aiden will join me in the booth and we'll talk about today's game.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
The more things change,
the more they stay the same.
Yes, Mr. Automotive has a new building in Huntington.
But that just means the services they offer just got better.
Detailing and mechanic work are being added to the already great service Mr. Automotive had already offered.
And all deals are still done with the owner at the lowest prices possible.
New building, same best prices, and more auto services. Go to MrAutomotiveSales.com or stop by the dealership, 21 South Main, Huntington. Mr. Automotive, the best for less.
It's the High School Baseball Game of the Week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back here to Ogden, Utah, Lindquist Field. Game number 2 in the 3A state playoffs, the Carbon Dinos and the Grantsville Cowboys. And Aiden, what do you expect to see today? We think it's a good matchup. We talked about it off air. We think it's a good matchup. The Dinos have to do what today, Aiden, to come away with the win against this very good Cowboy team?
Well, first of all, Sonny, you got to keep track of a very potent Grantsville offense. We saw it yesterday. They started slow against Emory. 2 scoreless innings. Emory jumps out ahead 1-0. However, after that, it was all Grantsville. They tally 6 runs in the bottom of the third. That's going to be pretty key for Carbon. And we talked about it with Coach Smith yesterday as well. Limiting those errors, limiting opportunities for the other team that they can take advantage of. And Grantsville, we saw it against Emory. They take advantage of every opportunity that comes their way. You cannot let them get even an inch or they will make you pay. Another thing we're going to have to be watching for them is if Carbon can establish their offense, because this Grantsville pitching staff is pretty formidable. Against Logan, they had the benefit of being able to force a weaker bullpen to step out onto the field that they were able to tee off against in that 8-run bottom of the 6th. However, that's not going to be the case for Grantsville. As a unit, they have a 3.3 ERA as a team. So this is a group who they get the job done when they're on the mound. And today they're facing the ace of the Grantsville Cowboys. as they go against Baylor Reinhardt. He is truly, looking at his statistics, a specimen to behold when he steps on to the mound. Looking at ERA, Baylor has been able to secure a 2.3 ERA. That is a team leading 2.3, a 4.0 win-loss ratio through 9 appearances. And the thing about him, Sonny, he has the offensive run support behind him where he doesn't have to necessarily pitch the full 7 innings if he wants to get the job done and secure that win.
Yeah, this is a team that you do not want to fall behind because of their pitching. It's so strong. It's hard to come back on this team. Dinos need to get a good early start.
Yeah, and if the Dinos can establish themselves early in this game, they're taking the right steps forward to ensure a victory today. Now, we talked about it with Jordan just a moment ago. Looking at the bracket situation, a loss today for the Dinos doesn't mean their hopes of a state championship are dashed. However, the journey gets significantly harder, especially with that pitch count in effect. Sure. You're going to see them have to, if they fall today, they go on tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. to face off against Logan. Winner of that game in this situation would get a rematch against Grantsville at 4:30. Now, if they are able to come away with a win there, they'll play again on Thursday at 12:30 out at Kearns High School for a winner-take-all game and a chance at the state championship on the line. So it's plausible to come back from that, but it's going to be a hard road if you do not win today.
Yeah, this is a big game today. A huge game. Of course, every game is big in tournament play, but this game here is elevated just a little bit.
And, you know, looking at the seeds, it may seem a bit lopsided. 2-seeded Grantsville and Carbon at the 11 seed. But we've learned before, seeding, it's just a number at the end of the day. Carbon has been playing underdog all throughout this tournament, and they've found a lot of success in doing it. That's why we find ourselves here today at Lindquist Field.
Yeah, Carbon's playing their best baseball right now.
Yeah,
this is the perfect time for them to be playing it, and they are.
They have peaked at the right time, Sonny, and I think today we're going to see, hopefully, a continuation of that peak, especially on the offensive side of things. Yesterday, it felt like the Dinos had just about everything figured out. I mean, you look at Logan Bennett, Maddox Wilson, Jason Urbanik. You look through this roster, Sonny, they were putting ball into play so often. Ricky Sandoval, we got to talk about that kid for a second, comes into the pinch hitter spot, and he cracks 2 RBIs home. And then in the same inning, comes back around in the rotation, and he does it away. Hits the walk-off to send the Dinos to this game today.
Okay, we talked about the pitching for Grantsville. Let's talk about Carbon. Starting today will be the junior, number 11, Xander Pappas.
Pappas has been spectacular this season, Sonny. We talked about Trick Jensen earlier today being a former Eastern Utah Community Credit Union Athlete of the Week. Same case for Mr. Pappas, and on the season he has been electric. A 2.42 ERA leads the team, or second on the team in that category, as he has been able to secure 1 win through 10 appearances, and we've seen him primarily in relief slots or in no-win situations. So he hasn't been able to rack up the wins he probably would like, but that doesn't take away from what he's able to do on the mound. A team leading 44 strikeouts behind him is what he brings to the plate today.
Okay, let's go down the lineup. You chime in as we go down, okay? We'll lead off with Logan Bennett, the center fielder, senior. Where's number 24?
And Logan Bennett is as close to a superhuman as you are going to see for the Dinos. Out in center field on defense, he feels like he's a black hole out there. Anything gets hit in his range, he is bringing it in. And on offense, Sonny, he always leads off in a great position for Carbon, but he always comes through when they need him most. When he comes up and there's runners in scoring positions, it feels like he's always helping to bring them in.
Number 5, the senior, Cash Withers, playing left field.
And Cash, a .319 hitter on the season, collecting 29 hits and 16 RBIs, including 5 extra base hits. But again, you got to preach his defensive prowess. The Dinos have the outfield completely blanked out. Anything that goes near them eventually ends up in their glove. So you got Cash out in left, Logan out in center.
Number 17, senior, batting third, Maddox Wilson, playing first base.
And Maddox is as powerful as they come. I was standing by him pre-game, and I was just in awe with how huge he really is. The kid is muscular. He's tall. He's got all the build of an athlete, and it shows in his displays of power. You know, he's locked down at first, but also we've seen him come in and pitch for the Dinos before, and with the pitch count in effect heading into the rest of this tournament, something we definitely could see.
Batting number 4, Wearing number 8, the senior, Jordan Nichols. He's the DH. We said his name a lot. He had a great game pitching yesterday. The offensive side, he sits number 4 right now in the batting order.
Yeah, and Jordan does an excellent job. He's a .360 hitter on the year. 18 runs coming off of 27 hits and 13 RBIs. 10 extra base hits coming for Mr. Nichols. So he's got 7 doubles and 3 triples.
Number 3, the senior, batting 5th, Brody Ware, playing right field.
And Brody, again, he contributes to that black hole out in the outfield. He is electric in right field, hitting .317 at the plate. 26 hits, 14 RBIs, 4 for extra bases.
And a catcher, batting 6th, the freshman number 33, Jason Urbanek. Now, talking about the catcher, home plate is a ways from the backstop. The catcher on this field is very important, and he's played really well.
And we've seen games where that has been a pretty big player, either stealing third or stealing home. The ball gets past the catcher, and it's easy pickings for the team that is on offense. And Urbanek has done a great job, not just in this tournament, but throughout the season, locking down behind home plate. And what impresses me most about Urbanek's play, Sonny, is that he is only a freshman, but he plays like a seasoned veteran of the game. He is all over the place. He knows just where to put the ball when he hits it, too. We saw him score a sacrifice fly to get the barrage started for Carbon yesterday against Logan. So when we see Urbanek on the field, Sonny, you can expect some fireworks.
Batting 7th, number 34, the junior, Paxton Falk. He plays third base. He had a good game yesterday.
And, you know, his defense always impresses me, Sonny. Him at third base is a match made in heaven. He knows just where these infield plays are coming his way, and he's been able to turn some ones that I thought for sure were going to turn into extra base hits.
And batting 8, number 4, the junior, Caden Sandoval. He plays second base. He had a good game yesterday as well.
He did, and he has been playing well throughout the season. I've loved what we've seen from Sandoval. He has the advantage of a shorter frame, so his strike box sinks pretty significantly coming in as he steps to the plate, and that gives some pause to opposing pitchers.
Batting 8th. Wearing number 6, batting 9th, wearing number 6, the junior Jackson Bozzoni. He plays shortstop.
And again, we always love to talk about the offense, but what Bozzoni does at short on defense is impossible to replicate. He has been able to turn plays that for sure were heading into the outfield with a diving roll and a catch, and he's been able to turn them to a play at the plate or at first, wherever it may be. He has the IQ of a star.
That's the batting lineup for the Carbon Dinos. They wear their black jerseys with the gray pants. They look sharp. Grantsville with the white pants, it looks like, in the red jerseys, I believe is what they're going to wear today as the umpires meet at home plate with both teams' managers. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be time for first pitch. Can't wait for this one. I'm excited. Grantsville Carbon here on KOAL. Don't go anywhere.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Imagine a smooth, hassle-free journey to the front door of your new home with the Driggs Mortgage Team guiding you every step of the way. Hi, this is Greg Driggs. Our seasoned experts understand the ins and outs of home financing and refinancing. Come visit us at our new permanent address, 8 East Main in Price, where we plan to be a staple for years to come. Start your journey today. Call 801-427-3577. The Driggs Mortgage Team, NMLS number 272076, Equal Housing Opportunity. Driggs Mortgage Team is a DBA of Premier Mortgage Resources, LLC, NMLS 1169.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in eastern Utah.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck. Because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back to game number 2 here on KOAL 107.3 FM, 750 AM. It's a state 3A baseball tournament, Lindquist Field in Ogden. The Dinos will bat first, and as we said, the leadoff batter will be Logan Bennett. Cash Withers on deck. Maddox Wilson in the hole. We're just moments away from the start. Baylor Reedhead will pitch for Grantsville. Anything else before we get this thing underway, Aiden?
Well, like we talked about, Sonny, you want to see the offense get going early and get going often against Grantsville. This is a team, because their offense is so strong, you got to make sure you're going blow for blow. It's like a heavyweight title fight here at Lindquist Field, and hopefully the Dinos are able to come out on top.
It's warm here.
It's very warm. I don't envy them for wearing their black jerseys.
Man, yeah, it's warm here today, and the flag is not moving. There is absolutely no wind right now at game time. Warm-ups being taken by Grantsville in the infield, and we're ready to go as Logan Bennett will walk up to the plate. And we're ready for the first pitch on game number 2. Game number 1 earlier, Emory fell short to Logan 3-2. Game number 2. Just a great day of baseball on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Thanks for listening to the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show, and we are ready to go.
And it's going to be a good one, Sonny. Always fun to see Logan Bennett step into the box.
Reedhead with the first pitch of the ball game, and we're underway. Swing and a miss by Logan Bennett, and a 0-1 count to start the game.
Some bad intentions behind that swing, Sonny. He's trying to make sure that he sends a message to Reedhead quickly.
Pitch number 2, in for a strike, as Logan Bennett watches that one go by, so an 0-2 count. Bennett falls behind. Reedhead, here's a shot out into right center field. That's going to land and gets past the outfielder. It'll be a double for Logan Bennett, and the Dinos are off to a good start.
I'll talk about sending a statement early, Sonny. Logan Bennett strikes the shot out into right field, able to get it to fall as he races towards second. The thing about Logan is any play that seems like it could be made at first, you're going to have to stretch it to second because he is so quick on his feet.
Williams and Fossen tried to get to that ball. It landed right center field, right where it needed to be, a double, and we're on our way for the Dinos with a double and a runner in scoring position. First pitch is a ball and a 1-0 count to Cash Withers. Playing left field, senior wears number 5. Nice little lead for Logan Bennett on second. Reedhead looks back a couple of times to pitch. Fly ball down the first baseline. Foul out of play, and the count is 1-1.
And you can tell Reedhead wasn't expecting for that hit to go up that quickly and the Dinos to get on base as fast as they did. Looking a little out of his element right now, but as we saw with Jordan Fossen yesterday, Grantsville pitchers are quick to recover.
Grantsville defense playing straight up, right where they should be in the normal position. The pitch is a strike and a 1-2 count as Withers watches that one go past.
A nasty little off-speed on that. Just a little bit of break, too, to drop into the zone.
Once again, a pretty nice lead for Bennett on second. Reedhead looks back, winds up in the pitch. Got the corner. Withers watches it go by, and strikeout number 1 for Reedhead, and 1 out for the Carbon Dinos.
Well, I said he looked out of his element, Sonny, and he quickly proved me wrong. Bounces back from the leadoff double with a strikeout.
That's a good pitch. It just froze Cash Withers.
That froze me up here in the booth, Sonny. That was electric.
Maddox Wilson, first baseman, senior wearing number 17 up to bat. Bennett on second, nice lead. Reedhead looks back at second a couple of times. Second baseman peels off. There's the pitch, high in a ball, and a 1-0 count.
And Maddox has shown great plate discipline throughout the year, and his batting average reflects that very stat. On the year, you look at what he's been able to do, and he's hitting .342 on the year with 26 hits.
Swing and a miss for Wilson, and a 1-1 count.
Now, you can also see the power originate in his swing.
Yes.
He always gets carried a little forward as he swings. That's how much thrust is going behind that swing of the bat.
Reedhead once again looks back at second. Same size lead for Bennett. Pitch, high and a ball, and a 2-1 count to Wilson.
And
Just joining us here on KOAL, we are at Lindquist Field, Ogden. 3A state playoffs, Grantsville. Carbon leading off. First inning, runner on second with one down. There's the windup in the pitch. It's high and a ball. 3-1 to count to Maddox Wilson.
So Maddox jumps ahead in the count. He's doing an excellent job at staying disciplined. He's not swinging at anything that he thinks would not go in his favor, and that's what you got to do. Wait for your opportunity and then strike.
3-1 count. Pitch is high and a ball. A walk. Maddox Wilson will take first base. Runners on first and second for the Dinos. Wood down, and up to bat is Jordan Nichols, the DH, senior wearing number 8.
Yeah, no doubt about that one. Soaring out of the zone, Sonny. When it eclipses even the head of Maddox Wilson, you got to figure it's not in the zone.
Early here in the first inning, only one out, but off to a good start for the Carbon Dinos.
Now, a cautionary tale. We saw Emory get off to a pretty hot start against Grantsville as well. Loaded the bases, in fact, in the top of the first, unable to get anything with it. And from there on out, Sonny, it was all Grantsville.
Brody Ware on deck. There's the first pitch to Nichols, and it's a ball a little bit outside, so a 1-0 count with one down.
But the Dinos haven't struggled as much as Emory did with getting runners in scoring position across home plate. They've been very apt at doing that. So I think they have a little bit more of a balance in their favor.
Pitch. Here's a grounder to first. Nice cover that time by Cummings to throw to second. Get the out. But we'll have runners on the corner, so they got one. They got the runner at second. It was a nice play by Cummings on first base to make that play and get one out. But now we got two down and runners on the corner for the Carbon Dinos, and up the bat is Brody Ware.
You know, that's a tough call to get put in, but you get the force out at second. You almost turn the double play at first. There's not enough space for it to get that off. But the Dinos now with a runner in on third and an opportunity here to get strike first.
Senior wears number 3, Brody Ware at the plate. Reedhead with the pitch. In there for a strike. Pretty pitch. 0-1 to count.
And when he's on, Sonny, he is really on. He paints the corners of that strike zone just beautifully.
See if they send Nichols on first with runners on the corner. He has a nice little lead.
Now
Reedhead steps off the rubber, and everybody will go back and we'll do it again.
Now, Nichols, only 5 steals on the season, but you and I always talk about it. You need to stay aggressive on the base path. It's much easier to reach second than it is to pop and throw from behind home plate.
Pitches high in a ball. 1-1 to count with 2 down. Jason Urbanik on deck for the Carbon Dinos. Got a piece of it and a foul ball, and it goes to the backstop and a 1-2 count.
He was chasing on that one, Sonny. It was hard for him to try and get it.
So we have a 1-2 count with 2 down. Runners on the corner. Reedhead with the pitch. Swing and a miss and a strikeout, and that's strikeout number 2 for Reedhead, and that will end the inning with the Dinos leaving base runners on the corner.
Yeah, that was a tough end to the inning, Sonny. The Dinos had the opportunity to try and get something across the plate, but unable to escape Reedhead's wrath as he gets the third out on that beautiful third strike pitch, and he sends the Dinos back to the dugout to rethink their approach.
No run, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base for the Carbon Dinos. We will go to the bottom of the first inning, and up when we come back to lead off will be Jordan Fossen for the Grantsville Cowboys.
At Oliver Law, we specialize in criminal defense and DUI. Everyone needs to know their rights. Let us guide you through the criminal justice minefield. At Oliver Law, we still believe in innocent until proven guilty.
It's the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back as we go to the bottom of the first inning. The Dinos lead 2 on base on the corner. Xander Pappas warming up on the mound now for the Carbon Dinos. Jordan Fossen will lead off. Riley Williams on deck. Peyton Cummings in the hole for the Grantsville Cowboys. Bottom of the first inning. Their first chance to get some runs on the board for the Cowboys. Now that first inning for the Dinos, they had some success. They left runners on the corner. But yet they made Reed Head throw some pitches in that first inning.
Yeah, they made him burn quite a few, and if they're planning on turning to him later on, they're going to want to see those pitch counts per inning drop significantly, especially if they're eyeing to use him again in a potential state championship game.
Jordan Fossen had a great game yesterday. See if he can pick up from where he left off yesterday.
And Fossen, the .457 hitter for Grantsville, 42 hits on the year, 8 of them for extra bases.
The windup in the pitch. Outside and a ball by Pappas, and a 1-0 count goes to Fossen.
And Sonny, those Grantsville fans, they are rowdy, and they have come here in spades. Talk about community support for both of these teams.
Yes.
Stands filled up pretty decently.
Pitch is in there for a strike by Pappas, and a 1-1 count. A lot of Dino fans here as well.
Yeah, lots of blue and white here at Lindquist Field, and it's not just because it's the color of the Ogden Raptors who typically play here.
Pitch is high in the ball, 2-1 the count.
But it feels fitting that we are playing at a field for a team who has the same mascot as a dinosaur.
Wind now blowing left field to right field. Starting to pick up a little bit. Pappas with the pitch. There's a shot, base hit, right over shortstop, goes out into left field. And a single for Fossen to start the game off for the Cowboys.
Now, like we mentioned, of his 42 hits, Fossen has only been able to collect 8 extra base hits. He does a lot of his damage on the base path through stealing. You look at what he's been able to accomplish throughout the year, 38 steals. That is truly a remarkable number. He has been unstoppable when he gets going.
Riley Williams, number 23, the senior, playing right field up to bat.
And even 400 hitter for Williams, 30 hits on the year, 24 of them for RBI.
Throw over to first. Gets past Williams, but the runner will stay.
Looks like Fossen took a bit of a shot with the ball, but he's up and he is helped by his coach. Takes a quick lap, but he looks like he'll be fine. Now a quick mound visit between Pappas and Urbanek. Always good to see that communication between the pitcher and the catcher. And that's why I think what makes catcher all the more intriguing to play is because you have to manage so many different personality types.
Yeah, anytime you have dead time, it's good for them to take that second, take advantage of it, communicate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's exactly what they did. So there's nobody down. Runner on first. First pitch to Williams. Swing and a miss. It's an 0-1 count.
Pappas had him fooled on that one. Hits the low right side corner and just could not get a grasp on it.
Pappas takes a look over his shoulder at first a couple of times. There goes the runner. There's the pitch. The throw to second. Not in time. That ball bounced, and I believe that hit Fossen.
Yeah, it looked like he took his second shot of the game with that one. Bounced off his forehead, dribbled off a little bit. Looks like he's all good, but that's stolen base 39 for Jordan Fossen. We knew it was coming. It was only a matter of time before he decided he wanted to take off. But in the steal attempts, he's been taking quite the beating from the ball through no fault of his own.
Somehow that ball looks like got through the helmet. Got him in the side of the face. He seems to be okay. Everybody checks on him. They all come back. He says, I'm good to go. 0-2 count with nobody down. Runner on second.
That's a tough kid. You got to respect that.
He'll take a nice lead on second. Pappas looks back a couple of times. Wind up in the pitch by Pappas. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Pappas. First strikeout of the ball game comes with the second batter that walks up to the plate, and up will be Peyton Cummings. First baseman, senior wears number 48.
And Cummings, a .366 hitter on the year through 82 at-bats, recording 30 hits, has 32 RBIs to his name, but he leads the team in one very important category, Sumney, and that is home runs, and we saw him smack one just yesterday.
Pretty good lead at second for Fossen. Second baseman peels off. The windup in the pitch by Pappas. Fly ball down the first base line. That's going to stay fair. Coming in to make the catch from second base is Caden Sandoval for the out. Out number 2.
And a well-struck ball, but instead of distance, he got height as it towered over the skyscrapers here in downtown Ogden before falling into the glove of Sandoval for the out.
Number 99 senior Jackson Jensen up to the plate, playing third base.
And we talked about it pregame, Sonny. This is a very senior-heavy squad, and Jensen one of those, and he's hitting .400 on the season. 28 hits, 28 RBIs, and 4 home runs as well.
First pitch, check swing. Umpire down first baseline says strike, and it's an 0-1 count.
So moving on, the Dinos defense has looked stellar early on in this game.
Yeah, the first 5 batters are seniors. The last 4 batters are not seniors. So senior heavy at the top of the lineup. The pitch for the ball and a 1-1 count.
And there's quite a bit of break on that one. I'd say it dropped about 5 feet from its apex, but unable to get into the zone.
1-1 count, 2 down, runner at second. Fossen takes a little bit of a smaller lead than he has been. Pitches the ball low and a 2-1 count.
I mean, twice while he's been on the base path, he got hit by a pickoff attempt, and then he got hit in the face trying to slide into second. I think that'd make most people a little more hesitant.
Good point. 2-1 count. 2 down. Pappas looks back at second. Second baseman covers second, now peels off. The windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2 count. Loaded with 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
And
They're in the bottom of the first inning.
And where Pappas excels is his breaking balls, his junk that he can throw into the zone and really frees batters in the box.
Pappas with the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the strikeout. Strikeout number 2 for Xander Pappas. That will end the inning with 1 runner on base left at second.
And it was a great inning defensively for the Dinos, especially for Xander Pappas up on the hill. 2 strikeouts. He is looking like he is ready to play today, Sonny.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We will go to the top of the second. Dinos up to bat when we come back, tied at 0.
In the heart of Carbon and Emery counties, Quick Realty is here to help you make the right move. Experience the future of home buying with our Matterport 3D tours, giving you an immersive look at your potential home from anywhere. Meet our dedicated team of local professionals, just real people who care, walking you through every step of the way. As a Zillow Premier and Realtor.com specialist, Quick Realty is your trusted expert, handling everything from residential, commercial, and mountain properties to property management. Your dream home is just a call away. Let Quick Realty help you find it.
It's the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back here to 3A Boys State Playoff Baseball. And just down the road on the interstate, the softball tournament's going on. Emory's playing Carbon, and you have a score, I believe, after 5 innings.
I do. Right now, after 5, Sonny, Emory knocking on heaven's door, up 18-9 over the Dinos. They're looking to keep their hopes alive after a loss earlier today to the Grantsville Cowboys.
So that's an update for that down, I believe, that in Spanish Fork, right down the highway.
Yep, right down the highway at Spanish Fork High School. Beautiful facilities there, Sonny. It's like Kearns High School. You see that on the schedule for the state championship, and you wonder, why are they playing this at a high school? And then you see the high school facility, and it blows you away.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Batting first to start the second inning for the Carbon Dinos, the freshman catcher, Jason Urbanik. Jason, his first at bat this afternoon. The pitch fouled right over the top of us, over the top of the stands and out in the street, and there it goes, bouncing right down the road. Yeah, 0-1 count.
One of those ones that, well, as much as they encourage him to return the ball to the dugout, that one's not making its way back.
Yeah, I don't think that one's coming back. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, an 0-2 count.
Yeah, so they're making contact, just haven't been able to really put it in play with the exception of Bennett so far. Now they're just trying to get someone back on board.
Fouled once again down the first base line this time, and the count remains 0-2.
And again, we talked about it. The more that you can make a pitcher throw in an at-bat, if you just keep fouling off balls, it may not get you on base, but you start burning through that pitch count very quickly. And with a team like Grantsville, who's probably trying to preserve pitches here, you got to think this is going to be a little frustrating for both the pitcher and the managers.
Fouled out of play once again over our heads, so the count remains 0-2. Urbanek making contact on every pitch. 0-2 the count. There's the pitch. High fly ball. That one's going to stay in play, I believe, down the first base line. It does, and it's caught over there by Cummings for out number 1.
Making that catch right in the Dinos bullpen, Sonny. He tracked that one down, sun right in his eyes. That's something we haven't really been able to experience today because we've been playing early and early afternoon games. So this is the first time we've really seen the sun come into effect like that.
Batting now, number 34, the junior, playing third, Paxton Falk. He had a great game yesterday. Let's see if he can keep it going today. They'll wind up in the pitch. Outside in a ball and a 1-0 count. Going into this inning, Reed had 18 pitches. Going into inning number 2, only 13 for Pappas. There's the pitch, and it's a ball and a 0-2 count.
Pappas worked through his side a little bit more efficiently than we saw than Reed had, but he's still trying to get his groove going right now. He got the out, but that count continues to climb.
1-2 count. Apologize about that. The score board had that wrong. I should have known that. So 1-2 count. There's the pitch. That was close, and it's a ball.
Yeah, no, that scoreboard's been a consistent theme throughout the day. But if you want an accurate scoreboard, you can find the audio feed of today's game over on YouTube at Castle Country Radio Carbon.
3-1 count with one down. The pitch to Falk. Here's a fly ball to right field. Over there to get that is Williams. And he missed it in the sun. And Falk will be on first.
That's why you never give up on a play, Sonny Paxton. As soon as he saw that one popped up high into the air, he could have stopped running, but he's able to leg it out to first. Ball drops in right field. Dinos with a base runner yet again.
Yeah, with nobody on base there. That could have got to second maybe, because that ball was towered. And with that sun the way it is right now, it's going to be hard to see, especially in right field. To throw over to first base, not in time. Nevertheless, on first base for the Carbon Dinos, and we have had a guy on first base so far every inning, first 2.
And now it just feels lately like it's been taking time for Grantsville to get acclimated to this game. So they kind of feel out the roster a little bit. But then after they get that first pass through, they operate with extreme efficiency. The Dinos looking to break that up with what has been a chain of Mercy Rule wins. 2 Mercy Rules coming in the Super Regionals for Grantsville. And then yesterday against Emory, earning the 11-1 victory in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Sandoval, 0-2 count, fouls the ball away to the backstop. The count remains 0-2. Caden Sandoval, the junior, number 4, playing second.
And if any team can stop Grantsville's momentum in the state tournament, it feels to be the Carbon Dinos, who right now are playing with house money. They weren't expected to be here according to the seeds, but they just continue to defy the odds.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Baylor Reedhead.
You can tell Reedhead really wanted that one just by the snap of leather on the catcher's mitt. That was thrown with some force behind it.
Number 6.
Jackson Bazzoni now steps up to the plate. The junior wears number 6, playing shortstop. Runner on first with 2 down.
Bazzoni, a .312 hitter this season. He's been a very consistent force.
First pitch by Reedhead. Bit high and a ball and a 1-0 count.
Didn't get quite the break he was looking for. I missed the zone probably by a foot and a half.
Takes a peek over at first. Here's a fly ball to left field. That's deep. That could be trouble. It is. It goes over the head of Hammond. Here comes Falk to third. We'll have runners on second and third with 2 down. And a double for Jackson Bazzoni.
And Jackson Bazzoni does it again, Sonny. When the Dinos need him most, he always finds a way to come through. I thought they were going to send Falk from third to home, but good coverage in the outfield prevents that from happening. They hold the runners from crossing home plate, and now a mound visit coming for the Cowboys.
Well, one of the reasons why they do that, maybe because Logan Bennett's coming up to the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a double today.
Yeah, and you feel pretty good with Logan Bennett stepping up to the plate. He is always been a very, very solid hitter. And, it's one of those things where you need to take advantage of this situation. Runners on third and second. If you don't convert on this, that could be killer later on in the game.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Dinos. Leaving runners on second and third did not help Emory at all in game number 1 today that we did. They did that 3 times. The first pitch is a ball and a 1-0 count.
Yeah, no, it was not the best showing with runners in scoring position for the Spartans, and that's what cost them the game. Logan took advantage of that, and they were able to claw out the 3-2 win.
Fouled away in a 1-1 even count with 2 down. Falk on third.
Now, if you're Grantsville, you do have the benefit of there not being a sacrifice fly that could take place. With 2 outs already, if this ball gets put into play, they have a much better chance of escaping.
It gets put in play. A base hit by Bennett out to left field, right over the shortstop. 1 run scores. 2 run scores as Falk will cross home plate. Bennett crosses home plate, and the Dinos lead 2-0.
The Dinos' bats throughout this state tournament, Sonny, have been extremely impressive. They've been scoring at a high clip and hitting at an even higher clip. That was a situation they needed to get those runners home, and they did just that. Logan Bennett playing the hero of the inning.
Cash Withers struck out in the first inning, 0 for 1 on the day. Runner on first. That would be Bozzoni. Pitch for the strike and a 0-1 count. 2 down. Let's see if they send Bozzoni. We know he's quick. So we'll see what they do on first. Takes a pretty good medium-sized lead. Here's the wind up the pitch. Fly ball goes out of play. And an 0-2 count to Cash Withers.
And now Reedhead trying to escape what's quickly become a nightmare of an inning for him with the out.
0-2 count. Once again, a medium lead over on first for Bozzoni. Reedhead steps off the rubber. They'll go back. We'll do it again. Maddox Wilson on deck for the Dinos. 2 down, 0-2 count. 2-0 Dinos. Top of the second. Reedhead's pitch. It's low to the right. They throw to first base, not in time. Bozzoni gets back. Count 1-2.
And Bennett leads the team in steals with 8 on the year. He's hungry for 9, but he's playing it pretty intelligently right now, trying not to get thrown out.
1-2 count. Reedhead looks over his shoulder. There goes Bennett. Bouncer to the shortstop. Throw to first in time for out number 3. Nice play that time by Warren. Throws it over to Cummings for the out, but not before the Dinos score 2 runs.
Yeah, and they needed him to turn that play, Sonny, or else Bennett was on his way to third and would be danger time again for the Cowboys. So Carbon takes advantage of some lackluster pitching early on. They're able to claim a 2-0 advantage.
1 Grantsville error, 1 runner left on base.
So 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base for the Carbon Dinos. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's the Carbon Dinos 2 and the Grantsville Cowboys nothing. Grantsville gets a chance to answer back when we come back.
Auto Farm Price Ford has your next vehicle. They offer guaranteed lowest prices. Come check out the selection of Ford F-Series trucks, including America's most popular truck, the Ford F-150.
We have them all right here in Price. Stop in and see us for a different experience.
It's the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Hi, I'm Tim Frame with Cache Valley Bank here in Price. Making the right financial decisions for your future can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're planning a new construction project, growing a business, or just looking for a better way to save, my team and I are here to provide the local expertise and personal guidance you deserve. Stop by our lobby or use our drive-thru today. Let's make a plan for your success right here in Castle Valley. Cache Valley Bank.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Plumbing issues don't happen every day, but when they do, it's good to know that there's a plumber you can trust right here in the Castle Country. The Swell Plumber has over 30 years of experience and has proven that he's reliable. Here's what some customers have said about the Swell Plumber.
Kurt was amazing. He came out to the house the same day and got quotes to us very quickly.
Kurt kept in touch with us with updates as things progressed. I was definitely pleased.
For residential and commercial plumbing, go to theswellplumber.com and book your appointment today.
When your comfort is on the line, trust the experts who care. At Air Temp Heating and Cooling, we've been dedicated to keeping Castle Country cozy since 1999. Our certified technicians are ready with 24/7 emergency service and the latest knowledge in heating and cooling technology. As a proud Bryant authorized dealer, we'll do whatever it takes to ensure your home or business stays comfortable year-round. Call Air Temp Heating and Cooling today at 637-4468.
At Castle Country Vet, they believe every pet deserves a touch of love and expert care. You can trust Dr. Harmer and Dr. Kelly. They're not just veterinarians, but passionate pet lovers, dedicated to nurturing your furry friends like family. From routine checkups to emergency interventions, you and your pet will experience compassionate, professional care every step of the way. Let Castle Country Vet help your pets lead the happiest, healthiest lives. Call Castle Country Vet today, 637-5797.
Diagnostics? Check. Transmissions?
Check.
Oil changes?
Check. Checks Auto Repair. Honest, affordable, and customer focused. Checks Auto Repair is new to the community. From diagnostics to engine repairs or any other service, you get a flat hourly labor rate with no hidden fees.
East Main Street, next to Arby's and Price. Follow Checks Auto Repair on Facebook. Call 630-6699. Check engine light?
Take it to Checks.
Diagnostics.
Hey there, food lovers. It's Bill Hicks from Farlano's Cafe, your new favorite spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether you're craving
Even count at 1-1. Reedhead with the windup of the pitch. It's high. And a ball and a 2-1 count with runners on the corner for the Dinos. Nobody down. Wilson on third. Nichols on first. Dinos up 2-0. Top of 3. Reedhead looks over at third this time. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. They won't throw. That's one of those situations where you throw to second, that run at third's going to come home. They give that runner to second. Now 2 runners in scoring position with the 2-2 count for the Carbon Dinos.
Yeah, the Dinos just taking full advantage of what Grantsville's throwing this game. The bats continue to stay alive for them.
So runners on second and third for the Dinos. Nobody down. We're at the plate. We're going to have a conference between the catcher and the pitcher, and, there's nothing wrong with that. You have runners on second and third. This is an important pitch and an important at-bat now.
Yeah, you don't want to fall too far behind. 2-0, it seems very manageable. 4-0, that's where things start getting a little bit dicey.
Reedhead looks back at second a couple of times. Wind up in the pitch. Low and a ball. We got a full count. A ball here. Bases loaded for the Dinos with Urbanic coming up.
And with no outs, Urbanic has been a threat at the plate consistently. He can strike some fear into the heart of Grantsville.
Swung on, fouled away. I think that was going to be a ball. And he reached for that. He did get contact with it. Keeps him in the box.
But no, I agree with your assessment, Sonny. I think that definitely would have been a ball and not the wisest thing to swing at given the situation.
But he makes contact, so he stays in the box.
Alive.
So it's a 3-2 count. The pitch. Shot down the third base line, and it goes in the left field. 1 run scores, rounding the corner, headed for home. 2 runs score for the Carbon Dinos, and it's a double for Brody Ware. And the Dinos have a 4-0 lead.
Well, they've taken advantage of just about everything, and it looks like they are calling a complete timeout. Staff from everywhere joining on the mound. Coach Trevor Thornton stepping out, and he's going to have probably a long-spirited talk with his guys. Down 4-0 in the top of the third. Grantsville just looks completely lost right now.
So he knew what he was doing when he made contact with that pitch. Because instead of the walk, he gets a double and scores 2 runs. Dinos lead 4-0.
And that was just a stellar shot right along the third base line. Unable to get in the grasp of any Cowboy. Continues to move along the line. Right down it goes. And now Carbon with a chance to even do some more damage with 0 outs.
All the way around this game, the momentum has been with the Carbon Dinos. Since the first pitch, you feel it so far. It feels like Grantsville searching a little bit this afternoon here in this ball game.
They haven't really woken up yet. The Dinos came here to play, and they've taken full advantage of it.
Yes. Jason Urbanic up to bat with the runner in scoring position at second with nobody down. You got to remember, we have nobody down yet in this inning.
That makes it all the more dangerous.
Paxton Falk on deck.
And we're seeing movement in the bullpen over there for the Cowboys as well.
Now batting number 33, Jason Urbanic.
So the freshman steps up to the plate with the runner in scoring position. Nobody down, 4-0 Dinos. Reedhead looks back at second base a couple of times to wind up the pitch. Low and a ball and a 1-0 count. He falls behind the batter.
Yeah,
Urbanic ahead with a 1-0 count.
Hasn't been able to consistently find the strike zone today. It's been domination so far from the Dinos bats.
One-0 count. There's the pitch. Low in the dirt once again before the plate. And a 2-0 count goes to Urbanic.
And Reedhead is rattled right now, Sonny. He has just not been able to find the zone at all. He gives up 4 runs so far. He's doubled his ERA in just a few innings, only giving up 8 runs, I believe, throughout the regular season. Now with 4, half of that already.
Pitch low again. Falls behind 3-0. I think Urbanic will be taking this 3-0 pitch. There's absolutely no wind. It is completely stopped.
That's a stark contrast to what we saw earlier in the day.
Not a cloud. What a beautiful afternoon for baseball, and the Dinos are taking advantage of it. They lead 4-0. Top of the third, runner at second, nobody out. Pitch in for a strike and a 3-1 count. That's a good take by Urbanic. You're up 3-0.
You don't need to swing at anything you feel is iffy. If you don't think you can put it into play and bring another runner home, there's no use risking it.
3-1 the count. Decent lead for Ware on second. Slides back. Bannock back into the box. Here we go. Decent lead once again at second. Second baseman peels off. There's the pitch. Outside ball and a walk. Urbanek will go to first. Runners on first and second. Nobody down.
Yeah, disaster continues to strike for Grantsville. Bad goes to worse.
Second walk of the day for Reedhead.
Now batting number 34, Paxton Falk.
Paxton Falk up to bat. So Falk with runners on first and second.
Warming up right now in the bullpen for Grantsville is Colt Thomas, rocking number 45. Might be seeing him probably sooner than the Cowboys expected to be utilizing him.
Sooner than they wanted to. First and second. Good side to lead once again on second. Swing and a miss and an 0-1 count.
And here you can swing with reckless abandon, especially if you feel like you can put the ball deep into the outfield, advance some runners into scoring position, advance to third and second with right now runners on second and first.
He reached on an error and scored a run. His one time at bat, one of the 4 runs that have passed for the Carbon Dinos. Fouled away down the first base line, an 0-2 count.
And Thomas, if his name is called, holds a 1.8 ERA through 9 appearances. And typically we do see him in these relief slots, not really a full-time starter for the Cowboys.
Pitches high, way out of the zone, and a 1-2 count.
Been able to record 9 strikeouts on the year. Ridehead coming into this game, 26 strikeouts, only 17 walks, and he only gave up 7 earned runs. Right now, Sonny, I think it's just not looking like it's his day.
Pitch for the strikeout. Falk watches it go by. He watched it go by, strikeout. Out number 1, strikeout number 4.
And a much-needed out for the Cowboys. They finally have a little footing beneath them as they try and navigate the rest of this inning with runners on second and first.
Sandoval up, second baseman, junior number 4, struck out in the second, 0 for 1 on the day. First and second, 1 down. Dinos lead 4-0, top of 3. Pitch in the dirt and outside for the ball and a 1-0 count.
Jumping ahead, and you don't want to see another walk because that will load the bases, and the Dinos, they are not struggling to get those runners in scoring position in.
1-0 count. Medium lead on second once again. Pitch in for a strike and a 1-1 count. Sandoval watches that one go by. So 1-1 count with 1 down. Dinos trying to add to that 2 runs in this inning to the 4-run lead, leading 4-0. Pitch by Reedhead. Ball and a 2-1 count.
Narrowly outside of the zone with that one toeing the line, just unable to find it.
Bazzoni on deck has double, also scored a run. Shot to third baseman, covered up there, touched. Nice play by Jensen to get out number 1.
And, as nice as it would be to turn that into a double play, at the same time, you don't want to risk overthrowing a second baseman or a first baseman and allowing runners to advance even further. The right move to hold it, especially when he didn't have any real way to find himself with a double play.
So 2 down. Jackson Bazzoni will come to the plate, as we just said, has a double, scored a run. Conference at the mound once again for Grantsville, and Reedhead will come out of the ball game.
Probably sooner than he expected and the coaching staff expected, as he was just getting shelled out there, Sonny. No way around as he heads down, and instead his place, again, Colt Thomas, the pitcher, going to be stepping up to the mound for Grantsville. The junior holds a pretty slick ERA. He's been able to execute very well throughout the season thus far, coming in primarily in these relief positions. Holds a 1.8 ERA, 2 wins, 0 losses through 9 appearances for the junior. In his strikeout category, you see him with only 9, but also only 3 walks, only allowing 3 earned runs throughout the season and through 11 innings pitched.
So the junior comes into the ball game, trailing 4-0 here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, if you're Grantsville, you want to escape this inning with no more runs coming through, and you also need to see your offense start executing like they have before. So far being held scoreless. An excellent game by Xander Pappas up on the hill, And if he can continue that, Grantsville looking at pretty slim chances of being able to come back and win this one.
Colt Thomas warming up on the mound. Runners on first and second for the Carbon Dinos, trying to add to their 4-run lead. You know, we said it was important that the Dinos got off to a good start. They have done just that.
Yeah, they have done that and then some, Sonny.
Yep.
I was expecting 1 or 2 runs as a good start, let alone 4. They have been off to a stellar start, forcing a pitching change against a team where pitching has not been a problem throughout the year.
You know, we said that if Grantsville got a lead, it would make it easy for them with the pitching they have now. It's reversed with the Dinos up with a 4-0 lead. That pitching situation has completely changed.
Yeah, it has flipped on its head, Sonny. Yes. Coming to this contest, I don't think many people expected to see this be where the score sits. Across 3A competition, Sonny, the Grantsville Cowboys have lost once, and that was all the way back in early April as they fell at Morgan 5-3 to the Trojans. So among 3A competition, they have been stellar. And we look at our softball scores happening down at Spanish Fork. Emory comes away with the 18-11 win over Carbon, advancing in the state playoffs for the Dinos. That means their run has come to an end.
Pitch is outside and the ball in a 1-0 count. Thomas back at second. Fly ball to pop up to the shortstop. Warren, high fly ball, makes the catch for out number 3. But not before the Dinos scored 2 more runs.
He made that catch a little more stressful than it probably needed to be. He was wobbling back and forth trying to track the ball in the sun. Had me worried they were going to commit another error and more Dinos were going to come bleeding through as Carbon currently shocking the Grantsville Cowboys up 4-0.
We'll take a break and we come back. The bottom of the 3rd inning, Grantsville up to bat. 4-0 Dinos here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
I was hoping to talk to someone about updating my insurance policy.
I am able to understand complete sentences.
That was a complete sentence?
I didn't understand that.
Why can't I just talk to a person?
No one talks to humans anymore.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I hear you. Why don't we review your coverage with a super check?
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Jill Jensen in Price today.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dinos lead by a score of 4-0.
Yeah, and they've done an excellent job, Sonny, taking advantage of some uncharacteristic mistakes from Grantsville. But now a bit of a wake-up call coming in the top of the 3rd. Grantsville looking for an answer back here as they go to the bottom of the 3rd.
Pitch by Pappas. Inside in the ball.
Pappas already out-dueling the ace of Grantsville. Reedhead forced to be pulled after just 2.6 innings. Heads back to the dugout. Colt Thomas in his stead. Pappas, however, remains steady on the mound.
Pitch for a ball once again, so he falls behind 2-0. Pitch in for a strike and a 2-1 count.
And now Pappas able to find the zone. Going to be able to start working his way back into this at-bat.
Pitch for a ball. 3-1 count to Warren. Sophomore wears number 5. Playing shortstop. First at bat today. In the 3rd inning, we have not gone through the batting order yet for Grantsville. This shows you what a great day Pappas has had so far. And there's a walk. Second walk for Pappas. Runner on first with nobody down.
Now Grantsville needs to do something with it as they go back to the top of the lineup. Fossen back to the plate. He goes. Again, a .457 hitter this season. He needs to be able to put something in play. We saw him reach second in the first inning. Was unable to be brought home. Now it feels like it's go time for Grantsville.
Yeah, Fossen 1-for-1 singled in the first inning. Throw over to first base. Not in time.
Keeping him in check, Warren has 8 steals on the season, so he is a threat. Got to keep your eye on him, and Pappas doing just that.
Pappas looks back over at first once again. Couple of times, looks over his shoulder. Keep in and close, bunt shown, pulled back, throw to first, not in time.
And they really are keeping a close eye over on first. And I think that's the right strategy. You can keep Grantsville off kilter, keep them from being aggressive. It's going to be harder for them to try and overcome this deficit.
Yep. Pappas once again looks over at first. Moderate lead. Bunt once again, fouled back to the backstop.
And Pappas putting these throws in places where it's just hard to make contact on the bunt. That time he had the motion moving forward, but skips off the top of the bat and into the backstop.
1-1 count. Pappas once again looks over at first. Small lead over there at first for Warren. Looks just one time this time. Now a throw over there, not in time. Gets back safely.
And a good get-back effort.
Dinos with that 4-run lead, they don't want a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, they want to protect this as much as they possibly can because Grantsville can explode for runs when they need to.
Absolutely. 1-1 count. Pappas. The pitch. Down the 2 for a strike and a 1-2 count.
Jumping ahead and looking for out number 1 of the inning.
Once again, looks over at first couple of times to wind up the pitch. The runner goes. The throw to second. Not in time. Goes out into center field. Runner will advance to third. So Warren with the steal. The throw gets past. Goes out into center field, and he'll go to third. So double bases on that steal. For Warren, we now have a runner in scoring position on third with nobody out. Yeah. That puts the fly ball. Sacrifice fly ball into play to score a run. That changes things just a little bit, getting him the third with nobody out.
Yeah, and that makes it it's something that Coach Smith always harps on is he wants to see a lack of errors happening for this team, and that one, a play full of them.
That pitch fouled out of play. Count remains 2-2.
Return all foul balls to the dugouts. Thank you.
And now Pappas burning through pitches.
2-2 count, the pitch. Outside the ball, we got a full count.
I'm watching very closely at third base is Warren. Tempting fate as he's inching closer and closer to try and steal home. He's waiting for any passed ball by Urbanic to go and race and take that.
The pitch fouled away once again to the backstop. Count remains 3-2. He's not going to steal home. He will go home on a pass ball or something with nobody out.
Yeah, no, that'd be too risky. He's waiting for that. He's inching for that passed ball.
Right. Pappas winds up the pitch. Fly ball. First base. Going over to make the play, Maddox Wilson. Out number 1. Runner stays at third. So one batter down, and the runner still sitting at third. 1 down. 4-0 Dinos.
And I feel like that was the most important part of that exchange, Sonny, was them being able to hold the batter at third.
Riley Williams up to bat.
400 hitter this season with 30 hits and 24 RBIs. Trying to collect RBI 25 this at bat.
Wind up in the pitch. Outside in the ball and a 1-0 count. Wind now starting to blow from left field to right field. Pitch by Pappas. Down the 2 for a strike and an even count. Loaded with ones. 1 ball, 1 out.
And Pappas
and 1 strike.
He's so good at flirting with that strike zone, Sonny, that he keeps opposing batters frozen in the box.
Pappas pays no attention to the runner on third. Fouled away once again on a 1-2 count. He doesn't need to. Focus on the batter. But the 4-0 lead. That's exactly what he's doing.
And an out here takes away any potential of a sacrifice fly. That'd be major momentum for the Dinos.
Pappas ahead of the batter with the 1-2 count. The wind up the pitch. Swing and a miss! And a strikeout. Pappas, strikeout number 4. And that was a big out. Now the sacrifice deep fly ball for a run is gone with 2 down.
And we talked about how potent this Carbon outfield is at stopping any play like that goes their way. I think Grantsville finds themselves in a very sticky situation.
Pitch to Cummings. In there for a strike. Peyton Cummings flew out to second base in inning number 1, 0 for 1 on the day.
And now trying to get anything going, but right now it's been a struggle.
Pappas. Fly ball. Right field. Sun might be a problem coming up to make the catch. It is no problem as Ware makes the catch. And another 0 inning for Grantsville.
Yeah, they completely blanked him on that one, Sonny. When the stakes were highest, a runner on third, itching to cross home plate. The Dinos locked in, and they were able to hold the Grantsville scoreless yet again.
No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. We'll go to the top of the 4th inning. And the Carbon Dinos have a 4-0 lead and up to bat when we come back.
Discover the strength and beauty of Flawless Sheeting's metal siding and roofing solutions. Designed to endure and crafted to conserve energy, the products offered by Flawless Sheeting ensure your home not only looks good, but feels good too. Plus, they come with a 40-year warranty. Enjoy superior durability and enhanced comfort year-round with new roofing from Flawless Sheeting. Ready to upgrade? Call Flawless Sheeting at 636-7300 and elevate the way you live.
You see your friends with their new travel trailers, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. They're living the dream, right? Well, it doesn't just have to be a dream. You can start living that same dream life today by starting your new career with GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance. GMS is hiring mechanics, electricians, fabricators, experienced and inexperienced miners. They offer high starting wages, benefits, a 401k, and vacation pay. Local jobs are available. Apply today. Email your resume to kbarker@gmsminerepair.com. The dream can be yours with GMS Mine Repair.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
High school 3A baseball tournament here at Lindquist Field. Carbon Dinos up 4-0. Top of the 4th inning, they will bat. And coming up to bat, the top of the order, Logan Bennett. The pitch count for Pappas is at 45. Pitch count for Thomas, he just came into the ballgame. It's at 2.
Yeah, he doesn't have to really worry about pitch count right now. Not really a factor for him. But for the Cowboys, looks like they have more action already going up in the bullpen. As they have Rose warming up. Potentially a replacement coming down later in the game if bad goes to worse yet again for the Cowboys.
Logan Bennett, 2 for 2, doubled, singled. Couple of RBIs. There's the pitch, high in a ball. And a 1-0 count.
Excellent job right now from the Dinos batters. They're just saying calm as can be.
Fly ball left field. Just foul. Down the third base line deep. Just goes foul. Makes the count 1-1.
Just about as close as you can get to seeing that one go fair. Bennett narrowly misses.
Dinos are playing relaxed baseball right now with the 4-0 lead. Grantsville's kind of scrambling. Going to the bullpen, having somebody working in the bullpen again. They've already had 2 pitchers.
And as for Pappas's fate, well, Coach Smith told us most importantly he's pitching to win. I wouldn't be surprised to see him stay most of the game.
The pitch. High in a ball, 2-1 count. 2-1 count to Logan Bennett.
And this looks like a completely different Grantsville team from what we saw yesterday. Yesterday playing with a lot of confidence today. A bit lackadaisical.
Thomas. Base hit. Logan Bennett. Right over second base, out into center field. Perfect shot. 3 for 3 on the day. A double and 2 singles. And once again, The leadoff batter to start the inning is on base for the Carbon Dinos.
Yeah, and they just continue to wreak havoc.
Now batting number 5.
Cash Withers.
Cash Withers.
0 for 2. Struck out in the first, grounded the shortstop in the second. So runner on first, it's Logan Bennett. Pretty good sized lead. Pitch is high in a ball and a 1-0 count.
And yeah, the Dinos telegraphing that they would like to lay down a bunt, and it's kind of working against Grantsville. They're throwing all over the place, but not into the strike zone.
Maddox Wilson on deck. He's touched first base twice in the 2 times he's batted. So we got a 1-0 count with nobody down. Nice lead once again for Bennett. Here's a bunt down the first base line. It's going to advance the runner. Withers will be tagged out, running down the first base line, but Bennett now in scoring position with only 1 down.
And the Dinos are taking full advantage of that whenever they've had it. So now with Bennett on second, if you're a Dinos fan, you feel pretty good about the state of affairs and a chance of adding a 5th run to your lead.
Maddox Wilson.
So Wilson walked in the first, reached first base on an error in the third, and scored a run. On deck, Jordan Nichols. He singled the last time at bat and also scored a run. Fouled away, and the count is 0-1 to Maddox Wilson. Bennett with a pretty good sized lead back at second. Second baseman peels off. The windup in the pitch. Here's a shot to third base. Covered by Jensen. Throw to first in time for out number 2. And Logan Bennett will stay where he's at on second base.
And a wise move by Bennett. He had his eyes set on third, but they made sure to keep him in check first and foremost. Don't want him reaching all the way to third as they try to blank the Dinos this inning.
Nichols reached on a fielder's choice in inning number 1. Singled and scored a run in inning number 3. Bennett still on second. Good sized lead, 2 down. The pitch, swing and a miss, and an 0-1 count.
2 outs now. Grantsville has a chance to get the most semblance of normalcy that they've had all game long.
Neither team scored in the first. 2 runs for Carbon in the second. 2 runs for Carbon in the third. They lead 4-0, top of the 4th. The pitch by Thomas. Ball in an even 1-1 count.
And if you're Carbon defensively, you just got to keep doing what you're doing. You may see a runner get into scoring position every once in a while, but you don't need to panic and just keep focusing on the batter at hand. Pappas has done a great job of that so far this game. And if he can continue to do that, it's going to be a harder time for Grantsville to try and storm back.
Pitch. In for a strike and a 1-2 count. Got the corner.
Because we know both of these teams can score runs in bulk. We saw Grantsville score 6 runs in the 3rd inning against Emory. The Dinos scored 8 in the 6th inning against Logan. So both these teams, when the lights are shining bright, they can really lay it on.
1-2 count pitch. Reached out for the swing, made contact down the third baseline, just goes foul. The count remains 1-2 with the runner on second and 2 down for the Carbon Dinos.
Just narrowly going foul.
Really reached out on that pitch. Did a good job making contact. And he made good contact. I mean, it was a hard hit down the third base line. Thomas looks back. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strikeout to end the inning. Thomas's first strikeout of the ball game.
And a much-needed out for Grantsville and a much-needed inning for Grantsville to settle the seas just a little bit now, looking to carry some of that calmness over the offensive side as they try and cut into this 4-0 deficit.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Carbon Dinos 4, Grantsville nothing. Grantsville up the bat when we come back.
What the Utah Miners Hospital offers is relatively unique in the country to help take care of people who have really dedicated their careers, their lives to hard work.
I have torn rotator cuffs in my shoulders. Honestly, I don't remember everything I've had done. I think I've had to wait 10 minutes one time. It's amazing that there's a fund out there. You have no medical bills.
If you're ready and you need us, please give us a call. We're happy to help.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back. We go to the bottom of the fourth. The Dinos up 4-0. Up to bat for Grantsville, number 99 senior Jackson Jensen. Struck out in the first inning, 0 for 1 on the day.
And now they're trying to get something going. They need a rally of their own if they want to have a chance in this contest.
Xander Pappas still on the mound for the Carbon Dinos. The windup in the pitch. Fly ball, right field, out of land, base hit.
Well, if you're Grantsville, that's exactly the play you wanted to see to start off this inning. Now you're starting to make more contact with Pappas. As the game goes along, that arm starts to get a little weary. He's lost some of that velocity he saw, but that was, like we mentioned, pretty much all extra velocity as he continued along. Now trying to find that magic yet again to get Grantsville out of the inning without any runners crossing home plate.
Easton Hammond. Deep fly ball to center field for the out. At first at bat, the little butt lays it down, throw to first, gets past Wilson, goes out into right field. Runner rounds third, rounding the turn, heading for home. The play at the plate, not in time. Grantsville has a run all the way to third, not in time. 1 run scores, and Hammond ends up on third.
Well, Sonny, that was oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. There was no oh yes in this for the Dinos. The bunt gets overthrown at first. Runners recognize this, not only crossing home plate, but bringing another to third. And just like that, the Dinos lead at risk of being cut in half.
It's 4-1. Now, you do that bunt to try to get the runner in scoring position. Instead, it works out really good for them. They get the run scorer. They get a man on third with nobody down.
I mean, you don't walk into that at-bat knowing you're laying down a bunt and expecting a triple from it. But, hey, anything can happen in the game of baseball.
That's what errors will do to you.
Yeah, little angels in the outfield magic for Grantsville.
Yep. Pappas with the windup in the pitch. Bouncing grounder down the first base line goes foul. Patton Rose walked in the second inning.
And Rose, we've seen him warming up in the bullpen, but at the plate, he's pretty formidable, a .319 hitter on the year.
4-1. And you can see the momentum start to change just a little bit on that play.
You could.
Just a little bit.
Just a little, but you could feel it.
Yes.
Grantsville looking a lot more composed right now.
Pappas with the pitch. Fly ball left field. Over there to cover it. Withers makes the catch. The throw to home, not in time. It's 4-2.
Well, and just like that, Sonny, Grantsville makes this a lot more interesting. The Dinos were drubbing them, and now 2 key runs come across, and Grantsville back into this one just in the nick of time. They still have time now, even if they don't want to get it all back in a single inning. They can get it back very gradually now, 1 run over the next 3, and they'd still be able to come up with the win if this current score holds.
1 down, 4-2. They're going to throw to third. Try to appeal that. No, says the umpire. So score remains 4-2. Thought maybe he left early. Umpire says nope. 4-2 the score.
Yeah,
Pappas with the windup in the pitch with 1 down. Strike in an 0-1 count to Carter Reed. Struck out in the second inning, 0 for 1 on the day.
And you can tell that the barrage of runs having its impact on the mind of Pappas and the rest of the Dinos, not operating as quickly as he was up to that point.
Pitch. Just missed on that one and an even 1-1 count. Loaded with ones. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Always satisfying when it lines up like that. I love those calls.
Pappas. Wind up pitch. Gets past Urbanik for the ball. No harm, no foul, no one on base. So it turns out just to be a ball and a 2-1 count.
Yeah, if there were runners on base, that would have been disastrous. But luckily, and I guess also unluckily, bases have been cleared.
4-2, bottom of the fourth. 2 runs scored for Grantsville here in this inning. Pappas pitch. Got the corner and a strike. We're even at 2.
Now for Rose, Reed, big opportunity here. If he can put this in play and get another runner on base for the Cowboys.
Pitch by Pappas. Outside and a ball, 3-2. That last strike, I'm not sure. Reed walked out of the box. I'm not sure if he was mad at himself or not swinging or mad at it being called a strike. I'm not sure. I think he was mad at himself for not swinging.
That'd be the most logical guess because that was pretty clearly a strike.
Count 3-2, full. Pappas shot, shortstop. Picked up by Bozzoni. Throw to first in time for out number 2.
And now the Cowboys going to find themselves searching for a little 2-out magic. A step into the plate now is Kimber. 329 hitter on the season, 23 RBIs and 28 hits.
Now at the plate, number 11, Gunnar Kimber.
And a fly ball to center field for the out. 0 for 1 on the day. So we got 2 down, nobody on, 4-2. Carbon with the lead, bottom of the 4th. Swinging a minute. Well, he didn't miss. Got a piece of the ball. Tipped, so it's a 0-1 count.
Yeah, and luckily he got a piece of that. That would have been a very embarrassing highlight, or I guess low light to have on his tape.
That was close. Called a ball, and even 1-1.
And Grantsville has come storming back into this game, Sonny. They have a little more fire in the dugout. You can see that the nerves have calmed just a little bit.
Pitch is inside and high in a 2-1 count. Our angle's not right behind the plate. Hard to tell those close strikes from where we're at. The umpires, I feel like, have done a great job so far through this whole tournament. Everything I've seen, pitch is a ball and a 3-1 count.
Yeah, you know, I've watched a lot of baseball over the past few days, Sonny, and I think one thing that stood out is that these games have been well officiated.
3-1 count, 2 down, nobody on. Pappas gets the sign, the windup, the pitch, shot back over the middle. Fielded by Sandoval. Bounces in front of him, and a base hit for Kimber.
And the theme of this inning for the Dinos has been errors. That's what's come back to haunt them. They've had some fielding mistakes, some overthrows that have come back, and that's how 2 runs ended up on the board early on.
Gray Warren.
Gray Warren, a 191 hitter, the sophomore, hasn't seen much success at the plate, but he has been able to score 21 runs and has recorded 9 hits.
Walked into third. Pitch is high in a ball and a 1-0 count. Tying run at the plate for Grantsville. Carbon with the 4-2 lead. Came into this inning up 4-0. There goes the runner. They'll let him go with no throw.
Yeah, just an easy jaunt all the way to second.
Urbanic's going to go talk to Pappas.
Yeah, definitely a situation where you want to have that conversation. Calm the nerves a little bit. Give your pitchers some time to settle down because right now things just have not been working in their best interest.
Neither team scored in the first. Dino scored 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Did not score in the fourth. Cowboys have 2 here in the bottom of the 4th. That's where we sit, 4-2. Count is 2-0, 2 down, runner at second. Warren at the plate. Pappas pitching the windup. In there for a strike and a 2-1 count. Two, 2 down. Pappas looks back at second once again. Fly ball, left field. Withers is back there to make the catch to end the inning.
And that's what they needed to do. They just needed to escape the inning with no one else coming through, and they were able to do just that. An excellent showing, that late stretch by the Dinos after allowing 2 runs early on.
Yeah, they leave 1 runner on base.
But Grantsville, slowly but surely, clawing their way back into this contest.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we go to the top of the 5th. Carbon 4, Grantsville 2.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
We go to the top of the 5th inning and that bottom of the 4th inning for Grantsville. They have 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error by the Dinos, 1 left on base. So as we go to the top of the 5th inning, 4-2 the score. The Carbon Dinos up. And leading off will be Brody Ware, the senior right fielder.
And the Dinos want to get those runs they let through back and rebuild that lead to 4. Grantsville starting their comeback attempt early on. Carbon wants to maintain this lead, if not add to it.
Pitch to Brody outside and a ball and a 1-0 count. Pitch by Thomas. Down to 2 for a strike and an even 1-1 count.
Evens it up. That's what separated him right now, as he's been able to deliver those throws that equalize it.
1-1 count. Here's a foul ball right over the top of the backstop into the stands. And a 1-2 count.
Yeah, landing right next to us, so a little interesting.
Pitch to Brody. High in a ball and a 2-2 count.
2-2. Grantsville wants to escape this inning more unscathed like they did last inning. They can do that. Makes chances of a comeback all the more reasonable.
2-2 count, nobody down. Top of the 5th, Dinos lead 4-2. Pitches outside in the ball and we have a full count.
And, we may not have the best vantage point for behind home plate up here, but we do see when the catcher has to leap up to make a snag out of the air, and that's usually a pretty good indicator.
Urbanik on deck for the Carbon Dinos. Thomas with the windup in the pitch. High in a ball and a walk. And the leadoff batter to start the 5th inning for the Dinos on first base with a walk.
And that's not how Grantsville wanted to see things going early on. Able to just take a jaunt to first, no pressure. Jumps ahead in that count early, but falls behind just as quickly before leading to the walk.
Urbanik up. 0 for 1. That fly out in the 2nd inning. Walked in the 3rd. Little blooper to 3rd. Jensen makes the play. Throw to first in time for the out.
And he bobbles it. And if he didn't, so that felt like it was going to be a double play. But instead, they're forced to throw over to first. Get the out there. 1 out now in the inning.
Yeah. So runner in scoring position for the Dinos with only 1 out. Paxton Falk up. Reached on an error. Scored a run in the 2nd. Struck out in the 3rd. So 1 down. Runner at 2nd. Burke takes a nice little lead at 2nd. Second baseman peels off. There's a grounder to 3rd. Fielded by Jensen again. Goes across to first for 1 out. Back to 3rd. Is it in time? It is! And a double play for Grantsville. That's some good defensive play by the Cowboys. That's all you can say.
And that's the defense we expected coming into this game from Grantsville, and that's what made Carbon's 4-0 jump out all the more surprising, as Grantsville can turn plays like that and make them look easily as they go 1 and then 2 and 3 right next to each other on the attempt to rush to 3rd base.
No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Carbon Dinos lead 4-2. When we come back, Grantsville will be at the plate.
Having a great local pharmacy that you can rely on is important. At Price Family Pharmacy, transferring your prescriptions is simple and hassle-free. Just call us at 637-3737 and we'll take care of the rest. Need your medication delivered right to your door? We offer free delivery to make your life even easier. Managing multiple medications? Ask about our convenient med packing service to keep you organized and on track. Visit Price Family Pharmacy and experience a team that genuinely cares. Feel better about your pharmacy. Choose Price Family Pharmacy today.
The time is now to join the JN Auto Experience. Browse quality used cars, trucks, and SUVs at our Price or Huntington lots. JN Auto can even help you get financing. Get fast, expert mechanic service to keep your vehicle running smoothly. Treat your car to a spotless wash or make it shine with professional detailing. Even rent a car. All in one convenient stop. JN Auto. Driven forward.
It's the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Jordan Fossen up to bat, singled, flew out. 1 for 2. We'll talk about that play here in a second. First pitch over the head, goes to the backstop and a ball. 1-0 the count. You know, we talk about being aggressive, base running, and then when they make a defensive play like that, Aiden, you just tip your hat and you say, great job.
You know, Jensen fields the ball on the grounder, checks at second, and then throws over all the way to first. They get the out there. Runner at second starts to go towards third. They throw immediately back. Jensen able to get the tag out. Quick turn of events, and Grantsville escapes that inning, feeling a lot more confident than they did entering it.
Pitch in for strike. 2-1 to count.
And now back to the top of the lineup for Grantsville, and we've established how deadly this offense can be. And at the top of it especially, that's a group of very potent hitters trying to bring themselves back into the lead or at least tie the game here.
Pitch by Pappas. Base hit. Right center. Going to go for 2. Nope. It's going to stop at 1. So the single for Jordan Fossen and the leadoff batter in the bottom of the 5th inning with the single, and Riley Williams up 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts.
And if we know anything about Jordan Fossen, Sonny, he's going to be heading for second any moment now. The kid is an absolute thief on the baseline.
Lead over at first. Pitch. Foul to the backstop, over the backstop, into the stands. Nice catch.
That was good job by the fans. That bunt went soaring over the backstop. A lot of power on it, but just caught a weird angle.
0-1 count. Pappas goes over to first. Not in time. So we got an 0-1 count, bottom of the 5th inning, 4-2 Dinos. Small lead over by Fossen at first. Pappas looks over. Pitch to Williams. There goes Fossen. There's the throw to second. Not in time. And a runner in scoring position now for Grantsville.
Well, and he almost took another shot to the face as he tries to steal something. We remember how that went in the first inning. Got plunked on a pickoff, and then he got hit in the face trying to slide into second by a throw. Not been a good day for the face of Fossen, but for himself personally, it's been a very good day statistically.
Looks back at second. Pitch is outside and a ball and a 2-1 count. You know, we talked about when the Dinos were up 4-0, the momentum was on their side and they were in complete control of the game. But since those 2 runs, Grantsville looks a little more relaxed on how they're playing.
No, they look like the team we expected to see. Carbon showing a little more jitters, and you could feel the momentum shift as that double play got turned in the top half of this inning.
Outside and a ball, 3-1 count. Pappas still pitching an incredible game. Outside and a ball. And a walk. Runners at first and second. And up to bat, Peyton Cummings. Rob Smith will come to the mound for the Carbon Dinos.
Now it's decision time for Coach Smith. Sonny, do you keep Pappas in, who up until this point has been delivering a gem of a game? But
he's allowed 4 hits.
Allowed 4 hits
against a very good baseball team.
It is. No, that's
an impressive.
He's had an incredible outing so far. But my worry is you pull him for the wrong reason here. If you're trying to play pitch counts, he said it himself yesterday, you got to play for the win. And if that means using Pappas to a point where he can't be used over the next 2 days, I think that's a sacrifice you got to make, because he has been holding what is normally a very strong offense in check and throwing out the unknown.
That's why I'm glad I'm up here.
Oh, yeah, I don't have to
not down there.
I don't have to make these decisions. I just get to talk about them.
Right.
The impact's on me, low. It's an ideal position to be in.
Yep. Pappas will stay on the mound.
I think that's the right call. Probably going to be on a shorter leash going forward, but I think it's something that they need to do to keep him in.
Let's do a game set here. Bottom of the 5th inning, 4-2 Dinos. Runners on first and second for the Cowboys. Nobody down. Peyton Cummings, 0 for 2 on the day. Cummings against Pappas. Here we go. The pitch. Low on a ball and a 1-0 count. What a good game this has been.
This has been a fun one, Sonny. Action, lots of unexpected excitement. I've loved what I've seen from both teams so far. This is what the playoffs are all about.
Absolutely. 1-0 count. Semi-lead over on second. Not a huge one. Pitch is outside and the ball, 2-0.
And you can feel the nerves start to build amongst the Dino loyal here. They're getting a little tense. And, with how good things were going and how things have shifted in favor of the Cowboys, you don't blame them.
2-0 count. Pitch. Got the corner and a strike and a 2-1 count.
Beautiful throw by Pappas. Regained some composure. And now he can get back to work in this at-bat. He's got the monkey off his back. Now he can focus on what lies ahead.
No concern really about the runner at second. The windup in the throw. Swing and a miss and a 2-2 count.
He had him reaching on that one, Sonny. A nice break on the throw by Pappas has the batter fooled as he swings into nothing.
Peyton Cummings trying to get his first hit of the day with runners on first and second. 2-2 count. Pitch by Pappas. Fly ball. Center field. It's deep. Bennett goes back to the warning track. Makes the catch. For out number 1, runner from second will advance to third, and runners on the corner now.
And now with only one out, Grantsville operating with a lot of efficiency. They get runners on the corners and in scoring position, Sonny, at a point of the game where control has started to lessen for Pappas.
Number 99, Jackson Jensen.
Jackson Jensen up the bat, struck out in the first, singled and scored a run in the 4th inning.
And Urbanic signaling what he wants. That's excellent leadership from the freshman, stepping up in a big way.
That catcher position.
It's crucial.
Toughest position on the field. Pitch, runner goes. No throw.
I think wise decision.
Yeah, absolutely.
You throw that runner
Absolutely.
from third's probably jetting his way home.
Yes.
And you put yourself at a lot of unnecessary risk. So you'll give up the steal as long as it doesn't bring the runner across.
Yeah, start throwing the ball around and you're going to give up runs. Runners on second and third. The count 1-0. Pappas with the pitch. Inside the ball, 2-0 the count.
Warming up over in the bullpen for the Dinos, Canyon Grant taking some reps. That could be our next potential pitcher if the Pappas poll does come to fruition.
Pappas in for a strike and a 2-1 count.
But right now, he's not throwing as many strikes as he did at the start of the game, but he's been able to get himself out of a few tough situations. So
yes.
I think you just got to keep riding him.
2-1 count, runners on second and third. The windup in the pitch is high in a ball and a 3-1 count with one down.
And this is a hitter's delight, Sonny. Anything he feels good about, he can take a crack at. And with how powerful Grantsville can hit the ball, even if it's a sacrifice fly, you bring one across, make this a one-run game.
Pappas pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's a full count, 3-2.
He took his chance. Now he has to be a little more tactical with the next steps.
He had the green light with 2 runners in scoring position, took the swing. Miss, we had a full count. Pitch. Reaches out. Fly ball left field coming in to make the play for the Carbon Dinos. The play at home. There will not be one. And that's a great play out in left field by Cash Withers. He comes in. He makes the catch. Throws the ball in. Runner stays at third.
Yeah, that's stellar defense, Sonny. I think it's a good thing he stayed because he probably would have been out at the plate. Urbanic had him dead to rights.
Number 2, Easton Hammond.
Easton Hammond will bat. the senior wearing number 2, playing left field, flew out in the second inning. Reached on an error and scored a runner in the 4th inning. Runner at third, 2 down. Runner at second. First pitch, hit batter. We have bases loaded.
And now with 2 outs, Sonny, the Cowboys looking to rally.
Patton Rose will be up. He walked in the second. Sacrifice fly to left field in the 4th.
Now at the plate, number 16.
Rose, a .319 hitter, so that's scary to face in this situation. Bases loaded, up only 2. But you have 2 outs. You know that the sacrifice fly won't be in effect.
Left-handed batter. Facing the right-handed Xander Pappas. The pitch. Here's a shot. Gets past the shortstop into left field. Withers makes the play. The throw to home. 1 run scores, the other stays. And we have bases loaded, and it's a 4-3 game.
And, I think that's tactical coaching we're seeing from the third base coach, holding that runner at third. He thinks he could have made it, but that would have been a close call. There's no need to risk it when you have a rally.
Not when you have bases loaded.
Yeah, bases loaded in the rally. Yep. So I think you just keep on rolling what you're doing.
Carter Reed.
And with Carter Reed
coming
up, 311 hitter, you can see something similar happening and you knotting this game up.
0 for 2, struck out in the second, grounded out the shortstop in the 4th. Bases loaded with 2 down, a 4-3 game. Dinos up 1. The pitch, swing and a miss and an 0-1 count.
That's a good throw by Pappas, trying to get this out.
Oh, 1 count with 2 down. Bases loaded. Pappas gets the sign. Wind up in the pitch. Line shot into right field. 1 run's going to score. Coming to home. There will be no play at the plate. And Grantsville has a 5-4 lead.
Well, Sonny, we always talk about the winds of change. Such a popular saying that the Scorpions even made a song about it. The winds of change are blowing here at Ogden. You can feel it in that faint breeze as the lead slips away from the Dinos. What once was a dominant 4-0 performance has quickly shifted against them as the Grantsville has scored 5 unanswered, 2 in the bottom of the 4th, 3 in the bottom of the 5th, as it looks like they are going to pull in and take the ball away from Pappas.
Taylor, the courtesy runner on 4 now. Runners on the corner still with 2 down. And a 3-run bottom of the 5th. And Xander Pappas will come out of the ball game, and he deserves a hand because I tell you what, he's allowed 6 hits against a Grantsville team that is very good. That was a great outing for Xander Pappas.
You have to hang your head high if you're that young man walking back to the dugout. He had laid it all out on the field. Loved what we saw from him. He demonstrated such poise and control even when the odds were stacked against him. He stood tall and he continued to deliver, but unfortunately there does come a time where you do feel a change is necessary, and after 3 runs bleed through in the bottom of the 5th, you feel it's your time for a change.
Kenyon Grant will come into the ball game for the Carbon Dinos. He'll warm up, and now he does that. We'll take a break. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, runners on the corner. 3 runs have scored for the Cowboys. They lead 5-4 when we come back.
It's fun! It's our favorite place.
Strike up family fun for everyone. Gateway Lanes. Families that play together stay together. And Gateway Lanes is your center for fun, snacks, and great food. So let Gateway Lanes do the cooking with open and league bowling year-round and Club Bowl Thursday night, 9 till 11:30, with unlimited bowling including shoes. Since 1989, Helper's Hometown Bowling Center, Gateway Lanes, South Main Street in historic Helper, and bowlhelper.com. Let's roll.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Gunnar Kimber up the bat. And a fly out in the second to center field. And a reach on an error in inning number 4. So we have runners on the corner. 5-4 Grantsville. 2 down. Grant faces his first batter of the ball game. The pitch. Runner goes. Gets past Urbanek to the backstop, and the run comes in. We said at the beginning of the game, There's a pretty good distance between home plate and the wall. But that ball gets past the catcher, and you have a runner on third. Most of the time, it's going to be a guaranteed score.
Yeah, good things tend to not happen when you have a play like that, especially with the backstop so far behind you. And it's one of those things that we talked about, we love about baseball. There's no uniformity to the ballparks. You can have a backstop close behind or far behind.
Fly ball right field. Where makes the catch to end the inning. But it's a successful one for Grantsville. They scored 3 runs.
Yeah, Carbon ends a nightmare of an inning. Grantsville scoring 4 runs in that frame to build up a 6-4 advantage. Grantsville, in the past few innings, they started off slow, they started off lackadaisical, but now the Cowboys firing on all cylinders as they continue to throw Thomas on the mound.
We'll take a break, come back, top of the 6th when we come back.
Welcome to Emery and Carbon Animal Health, where Dr. Jensen and his staff greet you and your pet with caring smiles. Our exam rooms are clean and inviting. Our accredited doctors offer many procedures, including examinations, surgery, dentistry, and boarding. Schedule an appointment today. 2 locations to serve you. Emery and Carbon Animal Health. Animals big and small. We care for them all.
Our home flooded when the refrigerator line broke. We felt helpless, didn't know what to do. Our neighbors told us to call On Call Restore. They really came through for us.
Serving all of southeastern Utah, they're fast and professional. 24/7 emergency services for water, fire, and mold. They even do emergency board-ups. And as a licensed insured general contractor, they do the remodeling as well. Call for a free quote, 650-1092.
Bringing you peace of mind during the worst of times. Call On Call 650-1092.
We'll be on our way.
It's the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
3 runs, 3 hits. 1 error, 1 left on. 5-4 the score. Grantsville with the lead as we go to the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, 6-4. They haven't yet to update the scoreboard.
6-4, I'm sorry. Here's the pitch. Fly ball. Left field. Back there's Hammond. Out number 1.
Now on Sunday, we saw the Sun play its impact early on in the contest as Grantsville struggled to grab some early fly balls, but now as it continues to set in the background, setting up a beautiful stage for us here at Lindquist Field, it's played less of a role on the fielders.
Pizzoni up, the windup in the pitch. Outside the ball and a 1-0 count.
And Thomas has come in. He's done a good job for a Grantsville team that desperately needed some stability.
Pitch is high, and a ball and a, well, he swung. I think he tried to get out of the way, and it actually hit the bat. Yeah, so it's a 1-1 count.
Yeah, we always talk about a hit batter. What about a hit umpire? What do they do then? Does he get to take a base?
Pitch is high and a ball and a 2-1 count.
Yeah, Thomas came in at the perfect time for Grantsville when they desperately needed some stability on the mound, and he has delivered that in spades.
Pizzoni had a double and scored, popped out to the shortstop, his 2 at-bats. Did he go around? The umpire down the first base line says, yes, he did. We got a 2-2 count.
And now all even back up. Pizzoni battling in the box.
Here's a shot. Gets past the third baseman out to left field. And a base hit for Pizzoni. He goes 2 for 3 on the day. And Logan Bennett comes up to bat for the Dinos with a runner on with 1 down.
And with Logan Bennett stepping up to the plate, you feel pretty confident about how things might be going around. He has been on fire throughout the state tournament, and he was a key player in the Dinos building up this 4-0 lead in the original 4-0 lead, now trying to reclaim it down 6-4.
Mound visit for Colt Thomas. I think we're going to have a change, and we will.
And Grantsville using more pitchers than they probably planned on today. But it came in a very needed point. So we're going to see a change up on the mound for the Cowboys in this deep, deep bullpen that we see them operate with. As going to the plate now will be Ian McCluskey. McCluskey is a senior on this team, and he has been an extreme performer at the plate. But let's see how he does in the realm of pitching. So looking at, again, Ian McCluskey taking it to the mound for the Cowboys.
So we got a 6-4 lead with a pitching change. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue this top of the 6th inning.
Welcome to Emery and Carbon Animal Health, where Dr. Jensen and his staff greet you and your pet with caring smiles. Our exam rooms are clean and inviting. Our accredited doctors offer many procedures, including examinations, surgery, dentistry, and boarding. Schedule an appointment today. 2 locations to serve you. Emery and Carbon Animal Health. Animals big and small. We care for them all.
Senior Jackson Jensen takes the mound for Grantsville, swinging a miss for Logan Bennett with the runner on first and 1 down. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, you want to keep Bennett in check as much as you can because he will do some damage.
Almost a base hit down the third baseline, just goes foul.
Point in case.
That would have been added bases.
That would have been added bases, and we probably would have seen Bozzoni crossing home plate. But he shows that he's been showing all day that he can hit shots like that. Now trying to do it again.
Jensen facing Bennett. 0-2 count, 1 down. In the dirt, 1-2 count.
Jensen on the season, Sonny, through 26 innings pitched, has struck out 44 batters. He holds an ERA of 1.86 and a record of 4-1 through 7 appearances on the hill.
Bozzoni takes a minimum lead. Swing and a miss and an 0-2 count with 1 down. A 1-2 count, with 1 down. Runner on first. It's a 6-4 Grantsville lead with a 4-run 5th inning. Jensen's pitch is outside and a ball and a 2-2 count.
And Jensen throws with some heat, Sonny. You can hear the snap of the leather all the way from up here in the Sutherland's broadcast booth. He's got some velocity behind that arm.
Swing and a miss for Bennett and a strikeout.
And again, a Grantsville pitcher comes in and has an immediate impact. Not the day they were expecting on the mound, but they've tightened up as the game has gone on.
The plate for Carbon, number 5, Cash Withers.
Withers comes up to bat with 2 down. The pitch in for a strike. Remember the pitching situation where we said it was in favor of the Dinos? It was 4-0, and it slowly was evening out. It now has switched. This is exactly what Grantsville wants. Here's a fly ball to right field, covered over there by Williams for out number 3.
That was an impressive chase down, Sonny. He had to leg that one out, but he was able to snatch it out of the air. And now Grantsville trying to tack on a few more runs to their lead. They've been explosive in the back half of this game. 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th, 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Now heading into the bottom of 6th, looking to cushion their 2-run lead as they prepare for the final frame of action.
So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Grantsville 6, Carbon 4.
Hey there, food lovers. It's Bill Hicks from Farlano's Cafe, your new favorite spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether you're craving a hearty omelet, a fresh salad, our golden curly fries, or our mouth-watering pastas, we've got you covered. And we're open 7 days a week. So come on down to Farlano's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration. Remember, it's where the locals eat. Visit us at Farlano's, where great food and great company come together. See you soon.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 6-4 Grantsville lead. Let's look at the scoring by innings. We start out 0-0 in 1. In the 2nd inning, the Dinos outscored them 2-0. In the 3rd inning, the Dinos outscored Grantsville 2-0. to have a 4-0 lead. But since then, 2 runs and 4 runs in the 4th and the 5th for Grantsville. They lead 6-4. That's where we sit.
And Grantsville didn't come into today's contest expecting to play comeback kid, but they have done just that as they have climbed from down 4-0 to up 6-4.
Grant's pitch to Warren in for a strike in an 0-1 count. Pitch is high in a 1-1 count. Warren walked in the 3rd inning, had a deep fly ball for an out to center field. Grant's pitch gets past Urbanik for the ball. 2-1, nobody on base, so 2-1 the count.
And remember, if Grantsville can add on a few insurance runs, they only have to hold the Carbon Dinos scoreless in the top of the 7th to end this game.
Grant with the strike as Warren watches it go by, so we got a 2-2 count.
We'll say after yesterday calling 2 Mercy Rule games, it's been nice to see 2 games that have been filled with action thus far.
Fouled out of play over the top of our heads. The count remains 2-2. Nobody down, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th. Grantsville 6, Carbon 4. Grantsville at the plate.
Coming up,
Grant with the windup and the pitch. Fouled once again out of play. That one once again goes down the street. You know, Aiden, it rolls through a pretty busy intersection once in a while.
It does. No, I think one time I saw it jump up, hit the crosswalk button, and keep walking across the street.
2-2 count. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a strikeout.
Much needed out for the Dinos and a great way to start the bottom of the 6th, getting that out early. Now, coming up after this game, Sonny, a pretty intriguing matchup between the top-seeded Union Cougars looking to repeat as state champions and against the Falcons of Canyon View.
Grant with his first strikeout of the ball game. 1 down. There's the pitch and a strike to Jordan Fossen. Jordan singled in the 1st and singled in the 5th.
Excuse me, I mixed up our defending state champions. It's Canyon View that is the defending state champion.
Flew out in the 3rd. 2 for 3 on the day, has scored a run.
But
count 1-1.
Lots of good baseball being played over these past few days, and lots of upsets have been brewing constantly.
Fouled out of play in the count 1-2. We've been here since the first game today, and we've watched some really good baseball.
No, it was the case yesterday too, but it's been enjoyable the entire time. You know, there's no place I'd rather be than a good day at the ballpark, especially on what's supposed to be a work day.
On the ball, on the play, so we got a 2-2 count. Hope you guys have enjoyed listening to these games as much as we have bringing them to you, because it's been fun today. Count is 2-2 with 1 down. 6-4 score. Grant with the windup and the pitch. Just missed. We had a full count, 3-2.
Yeah, that one was close as can be, Sonny. Right flirting with the edge. And now full count.
3-2 count. Shot back to Grant. Knocks it down. Throw to first. In time. Yes. Nice play by Grant.
Now, the interesting situation that comes up for Carbon is you've gotten through the very talented top half of your lineup. Now you got to rely on that middle and bottom, which have had a lot of success this season. I mean, you look through at the roster, everyone on this team can hit, but you need some very clutch hitting, and that adds an extra aspect of difficulty to it.
Riley Williams 0 for 2, walked once and scored a run. 1 of the 4 in the 5th inning. There's a shot to right field, and coming in to make the play for the Carbon Dinos. Ware makes the catch and ends the inning.
Now, Sonny, it is game time for the Dinos. You need to rally here. Top of the 7th. It's do or die for Carbon, down 6-4. They have a lot to play for if they win a spot in tomorrow's bottom of the bracket championship game 1. Game 2 only if needed. A loss here sent them back here to Lindquist Field tomorrow at 11 a.m. to face off against the Logan Grizzlies, a familiar face for the Dinos this postseason.
For Grantsville, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. It was a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Carbon defense. And as we go to the top of the 7th, it's Grantsville 6 and the Carbon Dinos 4 when we come back At the plate for the Carbon Dinos will be Maddox Wilson.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Maddox Wilson takes the plate. There's the windup in the pitch, swing and a miss. And an 0-1 count. And that was a quick in-between innings.
Yeah, that was fast, Sonny.
They didn't waste any time.
Now the umpires are like, let's get this show on the road.
Jensen's pitch in the dirt. Even count at 1-1.
And the thing about Jensen's pitches so far today, they've either been squarely in the zone or he bounces them off home plate. And we've really seen nothing in between.
His pitch. Shot down the third base line, goes fair. Brings up chalk. Wilson will round first. A double standing up. And the Dinos have the leadoff batter in scoring position in the top of the 7th.
Now representing the tying run and stepping to the plate. It's going to be Jordan Nichols. Nichols, a very talented hitter, trying to conjure some magic.
Nichols.
Fielder's choice in the first inning, single and scored in the third, struck out in the fourth. Nobody out, runner at second, scoring position, that would be Maddox Wilson.
That was a hammer by Maddox. My goodness.
Jensen battling Nichols. There's the pitch. In for a strike and an 0-1 count.
Jumping ahead early, Jensen starting to operate a little more quickly.
Brody Ware on deck for the Carbon Dinos. Jensen looks back. Wilson a couple of times. Pitch is high and a ball, even at 1.
Trying to keep him guessing. It's a chess match now between batter and pitcher. The stakes so high. A spot in the winner's bracket. The loser heads to the one-loss bracket.
Man, down 2 runs, your leadoff batter, a double. Ideal situation for the Dinos. Pitches a ball in a 2-1. The reason why is you get your first batter on base. A double really eliminates a double play.
Mm-hmm.
So it's exactly what you want for the Carbon Dinos. They need 2 runs.
Yeah, no, it was a great opportunity for Wilson, and he took advantage.
Low in a ball, 3-1 count.
Falls behind, and Jensen at risk of putting runners on second and first and bringing the go-ahead run to the plate.
3-1 count. Decent lead for Wilson at second. The pitch. Strike on the corner. We got it full.
And Nichols thought he had that one. He started to make his way towards first. Umpire has other ideas.
Full count, 3-2. Looks back at second once again. The pitch by Jensen. Little blooper to shortstop coming up to make the catch. Nice play by Warren.
That's a big out, full count. The pop-up goes out to short, able to snag it out of the air, and now the Dinos have to continue rolling along.
Now batting number 3, Brody Ware.
Brody Ware stepping to the plate now for the Carbon Dinos. Sonny, it's getting desperate. It's turning desperation time down to their final 2 outs.
Runner on second. Ware with the pop-up to third. It's high. Over there to cover it to make the catch for out number 2.
And that was the play early on in the game, Sonny, that the Cowboys were struggling to make. They were dropping those routine plays, running into each other like a Three Stooges sketch. But now they've come together, they've coalesced, and now 1 out away from punching their ticket.
Now the place number 33.
Jason Urbanek up to bat here in the top of the 7th. Down 2. They need 2 runs. They have a runner on second. Down to their last out. The pitch by Jensen. Oh, hits Urbanek in the head. That's why you wear the helmet. Yeah. And he just trots to first base like nothing happened.
Yeah, that kid's a soldier. My goodness, that was thrown probably at least 80 miles per hour at his head, I'd estimate, and it let out a solid crack as it made contact. Now Urbanek heads to first. And honestly, I think if you're Grantsville, if Urbanek ends up on base, that's the best way it ends up for him.
Courtesy runner for Bannock on first.
Courtesy runner at first base, number 2, Marcus Vigil.
Marcus Vigil going to be that courtesy runner at first, Sonny.
Now batting number 3.
Paxton Falk. Reached out an air, scored a run, struck out in the third, grounded out to third in the 5th inning. So runners on first and second. Go ahead run at the plate. Shot to second, won't get over the top of him. They make the catch, and that ends the game. Just a tad bit harder, and that goes into center field, and you might have one. Well, you have one run for sure score.
Yeah, Wilson's definitely crossing home plate.
But nice play by the second baseman, Kimber, and that ends the game.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker, Sonny. We talked about it before. That's a hard one to try and stomach after jumping out to a 4-0 lead heading into the 4th inning. Sonny, the Dinos just couldn't hold on. Grantsville came alive and played to the form we were expecting coming into this contest, and because of it, they come away with a 6-4 win. What a rally by Grantsville.
Yeah,
but still, you can't discredit what Carbon was able to do, especially the likes of Xander Pappas on the hill. He was spectacular today.
Yeah, this is a team. I think you're the one that called it. I think you called it yesterday. When this team gets a lead, this team's hard to beat. So when you have them on the ropes, you need to keep them there, because once they get a lead, it completely changes for them because they're loaded.
You know, it's like letting Muhammad Ali out of a situation where he is surely to be knocked down, letting him reach the bell, and he comes out with a renewed sense of self. And now Grantsville celebrating, and, you know, they've earned it. That was a hard-fought win. They are able to advance now to tomorrow's 4:30 game, where they will play the winner of our contest tomorrow at 11 a.m. between Logan and the Dinos.
No run, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base for the Carbon Dinos. The game finishes by the score of 6-4. We don't have to play the bottom of the 7th as we look at scoring by innings. After 1, we were tied at 0. After 2, the Dinos had a 2-0 lead. We talked about it when it was 2-0. They seemed like they had kind of control of the game, and it seemed like Grantsville was a little bit off. After the 3rd inning, 2 more runs by the Dinos. It was 4-0. It seemed like the Dinos had complete control of the game, and it seemed like Grantsville, they weren't panicking, but they were scrambling.
Yeah, they were trying to find an answer to what the Dinos were doing, and this was the first time in a game this postseason Sunday where we've seen the Dinos run out of juice on the bats. They were at the game with Morgan throughout yesterday's contest with Logan. The Dinos always seem to have offense flowing, and it looked like that was going to be the case heading into the top of the 7th, but they were unable to keep that momentum on their side, and unfortunately falling again 6-4.
Yeah, I mean, after that, but the mark of a good team. It seemed like they were scrambling down 4-0. Since that 4-0 lead, the 4th, 5th, and 6th inning, they outscored Carbon 6-0.
Yeah, and you have to give Colt Thomas a lot of props. He came in under unideal circumstances. I believe he had runners in scoring position as he entered the contest.
He did.
Gets out of the inning, and he goes the rest of the way without allowing a run. So you got to give him credit. The bullpen for Grantsville was what shined today, a stark contrast to what we saw yesterday against Logan. Yesterday, it was the starting pitching that was putting on a show, and the bullpen that disappointed today. Starting pitching, not much to look at, but the bullpen for Grantsville, spectacular.
Great effort by the Carbon Dinos, but they fall short, 6-4. We'll take a break, and when we come back, the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show. Once again, the final score, the Dinos drop to the Cowboys 6-4.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Diagnostics?
Check.
Transmissions?
Check.
Oil changes?
Check. Checks Auto Repair. Honest, affordable, and customer focused. Checks Auto Repair is new to the community. From diagnostics to engine repairs or any other service, you get a flat hourly labor rate with no hidden fees.
East Main Street, next to Arby's and Price. Follow Checks Auto Repair on Facebook. Call 630-6699. Check engine light?
Take it to Checks.
At Oliver Law, we specialize in criminal defense and DUI. Everyone needs to know their rights. Let us guide you through the criminal justice minefield. At Oliver Law, we still believe in innocent until proven guilty.
The more things change,
the more they stay the same.
Yes, Mr. Automotive has a new building in Huntington.
But that just means the services they offer just got better.
Detailing and mechanic work are being added to the already great service Mr. Automotive had already offered.
And all deals are still done with the owner at the lowest prices possible.
New building, same best prices, and more auto services. Go to MrAutomotiveSales.com or stop by the dealership, 21 South Main, Huntington. Mr. Automotive, the best for less.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches. It's the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
As we look at the final stats across the board for the Carbon Dinos, they had 4 runs on 9 hits. They had 1 error. They left 9 on base.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier today, Sonny. That's what kills these teams if you leave too many runners on base, especially if those runners are in scoring position. Bad things tend to happen. That was the case with Emory earlier today against Logan. 3 separate times leaving runners stranded on third and second, and now today as the Dinos fall to the Cowboys of Grantsville. Heartbreaking fashion, but you and I were just talking about it. You got to give Grantsville props. That's the mark of a good team. They'll take adversity head on, and they'll battle back through it.
They did. Take a look at the line for Grantsville. 6 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors by the Carbon Dinos, and 5 left on base. So I'm going to say, just my opinion, the turning point in this game was that double play that was made from first to third.
No, you definitely felt the momentum swing there. You could feel it on the field, in the stands, and up here in the booth. You could feel that momentum really changing in favor of Grantsville. To turn a play like that and make it look as routine as can be, it takes a lot of grit and defensive gut, and Grantsville showed that in spades as they turned that double play, escaped from what was going to be a pretty disastrous turn of events. That would have been a runner on third for the Dinos and an opportunity to knot this game up, but no such doing.
Hey, the Dinos aren't done yet.
Not done.
They will play Logan again tomorrow. That's the same team they played. They'll play them again.
Who knows what happens, Sonny? That game will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. right here at Lindquist Field. Winner of that contest will go on to play later that day at 4:30 p.m. as the Dinos look for a potential rematch against Grantsville. And they got a good chance to try and come away with an upset. And if there is an upset, Sonny, game 2 in that series will be played on Thursday out at Kearns High School, only if necessary.
Well, they play a Logan team that they beat pretty easily yesterday. We called that game. So they get past Logan again, and like you said, they're going to get another shot at this Grantsville team.
And I think the biggest obstacle that will stand in the way of the Dinos from doing that, beating Logan and then beating Grantsville, I think that it will stand in their own mentality. How do you process this loss? How do you bounce back from it? Do you give up? Or do you keep on pushing forward? From what we've seen, this Dinos team doesn't have any real quit. They battled to the last out in this game. So I think as long as they can overcome that, I think good things will happen for Carbon tomorrow.
I mean, a lot of good performances for the Dinos today. Xander Pappas, he pitched a great game.
And one more.
He really did. He had 4 strikeouts. He had the Dinos up 4-0. He pitched a great game against a really good team.
No, the fact that he only allowed, I believe it was 4 hits during his tenure up there, truly a mark on how impressive his stint was. Unfortunately, his turning point came just as Grantsville got the bats going hot. They were able to bleed through a few runs, and he was sent to the dugout.
I mean, on the offensive side, Logan Bennett, first inning double, second inning single, fourth inning single. He struck out in the 6th, however, but he was 3 for 4 at the plate, and he's played a great tournament so far on the offensive side.
Oh, he's been so fun to watch, Sonny. Yeah. I'm wanting to see a lot more.
And out in the field as well.
Yeah, out in the field, too. It's been a fun team to watch in general for all of these folks.
So, you have Jackson Bizzoni, had a double, had a single. He was 2 for 3 on the day. The Dinos right in that game. And you can look at this game. It's kind of a heartbreaking game, or you can look at this game and say, man, we had them on the ropes. We want them again.
Yeah, and that goes back to my earlier point about the mentality you carry going forward. Are you going to look at this as, yeah, this was a heartbreaker, but it shows what we can do? Or are we going to lay down and are we going to give up? And I don't think the Dinos have any quit in them.
Well, Jordan Fossen for the Grantsville Cowboys, he's had a good tournament as well. He was 2 for 4 today. 2 for 3, actually. Couple of singles, scored a run, got hit by a pitch as well. He touched first base 3 times out of his 4 at-bats.
Yeah, he was a big spark for Grantsville in the comeback attempt that they ended up turning into 6 runs. He played a major role in that, and he's been the vocal leader of this team.
So Riley Williams scored 1 run. He walked. The walk is the at-bat that he scored the run. So he scored by getting a walk. You look at Jackson Jensen. He came in and pitched, finished the game really well, and had a single and scored a run as well on the offensive side. Now, Easton Hammond, here's an interesting stat. Reached on an error and got hit by a pitch, but he scored 2 runs.
Sonny, we always talk about by any means necessary, and that's a perfect example.
Getting on base. It doesn't matter how.
It doesn't matter how. You can hit. And if it goes back to what they always talk about in Moneyball. They want the players that are going to get on base, and Grantsville had players who were willing to do it however they needed to.
Yeah, Patton Rose walked, had a sacrifice fly in the 4th inning, singled and scored in the 5th. So a good offensive day for Rose as well. This is a team that is very good. The Dinos play Logan tomorrow, 11 o'clock?
11 o'clock. We'll be here probably about 10:40 with the pregame show.
Right. Looking forward to that. We'll take a break. More of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show. Once again, the final score here today, Grantsville 6, Carbon 4 when we come back.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in Eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in Eastern Utah.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, These cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your School Spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches. Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back to Lindquist Field here in Ogden, Utah, the 3A state tournament. The Carbon Dinos falling short to Grantsville 6-4. They will play tomorrow at 11 o'clock here again against a Logan team that they beat yesterday 13-3.
A favorable matchup again for the Dinos, but Logan showed that they can win.
You got to forget about that.
Yeah, you got to put that fast now.
Forget that you beat them 13-3. You got to forget about that.
This is a squad, and we saw today against Emory that they find ways just to grit out wins. It may not be the prettiest, but they will find ways to win, and they did that today against the Spartans to knock them out of the tournament and advance to tomorrow's 11 o'clock game.
Carbon plays Logan tomorrow at 11. If they win, guess who they get?
They get the Cowboys.
They get Grantsville again. And this was a fun game today.
Yeah, this was a thriller, Sonny, and I think the Dinos round 2, they'll be even hungry to come away with a victory and force that winner-take-all game 2 on Thursday.
They came up short today, but I'll tell you one thing for sure. They had the number 2 seed Grantsville scrambling there in the 4th inning.
Yeah, they had them on the ropes, Sonny. Did. Looks like they had no answers for them, but they buckled down, and Grantsville does what good teams do, and they found a way to win.
They did. Great game today, 6-4. The final score here on the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show. Anything else, Aiden, before we call it a night here? We'll be back once again tomorrow at 11.
Go Dinos. Let's bounce back.
Go Dinos. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. 2 games today here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. The Emory Spartans fall short, and their tournament and their season has come to an end. The Carbon Dinos fall short today, 6-4, but they will play once again tomorrow. We will be here, as Aiden said, at 10:45 to bring you the action against the Logan team they played. They beat 13-3 yesterday. They'll play them again. They win, they'll play Grantsville tomorrow. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. Sonny Buscarini, Aiden Mortensen. Hope you enjoyed the game. We will see you tomorrow at 10:45. Join us once again for another great morning of Carbon Dino baseball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750